to you live from the most sinister place on the planet, Disneyland. Nah. Shit, I'm sitting here. I got an alert on my phone. I don't do social media like that. This is my first time on social media, and the only reason, well, actually, my Father in heaven had to drag me online, because if this was the ancient times, I would be in a monastery. Pretty much 24/7, I would be in a monastery, praising Allah. That's really the only thing that I enjoy doing on this earth. But being in this Western civilization, growing up here, I was raised by Satan, the father of lies. Satan was my father for it, and I don't, and obviously my truth father is Allah, but again, my earth father was Satan, and he came through many forms. He came through, my earth mother's vessel, wasn't breastfed. Where I breastfed my children, just because I researched the science on it, and that was just my Father in heaven gave me that conviction. That's divine order. If you love and care about your child, you want to get them off to the best start in life, and I'm talking about, it's so many things that can happen to a baby's immune system. So that natural defense, the breast milk, it's only natural. But like I said, because I was raised by Satan, I wasn't even given that. From 6 weeks, I was put in daycares and sent off with strangers. Who knows what the fuck they did with me while my parents wasn't there. But again, I'm just illustrating how I was raised by Satan. Grew up eating pork, unclean animal, and these are the ways that Satan was able to manifest and through my parenting. And so I say that to say that's why I have not had a presence online at all, just because I just see it as a distraction, because the internet is really it's overseen. Satan is the overseer of the overseer and prince of the airwaves for the internet. Now, just being in a journey where it took a lot of purging, it just was best for me to be in self-induced solitary confinement. Obviously my Father in heaven, but anyway, I'm looking now. I had a TikTok. I did some videos on there. I think that was my first time online. I'm looking now and at this article on Business Insider, and basically this is what they're disclosing. I don't know how true it is, but we'll see. It says the House voted in favor of a bill that could result in an American ban on TikTok. The bill would force TikTok owner ByteDance to sell an American company or face a ban. They have to sell to an American company or face a ban. And also the bill now heads to Senate, where it's also expected to pass, and that's pretty concerning to me. Not because it's TikTok. I don't give a fuck about no TikTok. I don't give a fuck about any of this, because my ancestors told me in the future timelines, they're going to either disrupt or take the internet down completely. Now, I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know if it's going to be on some shit like, what's that place where it's a lot of places around the world where the citizens, they don't have access to the internet. They're not either allowed to get on the internet because of the laws, or they just don't have the access. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but the control factor in it, to me, is what is alarming to me, because I mean, these powers and principalities in the high places, everything they do is off of force, control, and coercion and manipulation. They know how popular TikTok is in America, and they're basically saying to this company, which I think it said this company is out of it's a Chinese owner. It's a few things with that. They know how popular TikTok is. They know how much you guys love this shit. They know y'all crazy about this shit. They don't care about y'all. They about to say, F the people. If this Chinese company does not sell to us, we're ending this shit. Like, this sounds like some shit in like North Korea would have their hands in. Like, this shit sound like a dictatorship, and that just ought to be alarming to everyone. I mean, like I said, I don't give a shit. I don't use the shit, but just the fact, just off of the principle that they can, something that we the people, and when I'm referring to we the people, I'm talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about, it's we the people that should be dictating what companies are able to remain and what companies fall by the wayside. It shouldn't be one of the most popular companies, and they're using that now to control. Y'all not even making money like that off of that platform. I could be wrong, but from what I'm thinking, it's more for entertainment. Now, advertising and stuff, how this Chinese company is making money, we know that they're making money off of advertising and sponsors and all of that stuff. We know that. But what about you guys? They don't give a shit about you. They're saying one of America's favorite pastimes is, we're going to dangle the collective. We're going to dangle we the people over this Chinese company. We're going to dangle this over your head if you don't give us... that, to me, that shit is just a stick up. That shit is a stick up. It's just it's in another form. Because they know the user influence and platform that they have. Who are these people that are able to stop another company from existing ever again in the U.S., or else if they don't give up ownership? Do you know how, they ain't say we trying to get 6%, 10%, 15%. And really, I don't think any of those measures are ethical or legal, because, all right, what if TikTok wasn't doing good? What if it was doing nothing? Would they come after that company for ownership? If not, then that is just crazy. That's just crazy. So to me, this is, like I said, it's just another, like I said, if they don't sell, which bitch, I wouldn't sell over no shit like that, because I'm all about morals and principles. And anybody trying to twist my arm, twist my hand, I'm just not off of principle. I wouldn't care. I would move on somewhere else, because it's like, they gotta have some type of significant genius for them to be able to cross over here and have a popular company like that. I mean, whoever even designed and whoever even thought of the idea that is TikTok. So this is, it's just like another strong arm after strong arm. It's also an attempt to, if they don't sell, if they say you KKK, we going elsewhere, and they do actually ban it, then guess what? The sheep are going to get herded again to a different platform. But y'all crazy. I'm saying, in the event that shit gets banned and they herd you to another company, whether they herd you back, and I'm saying herd because these are not, we the people are looked at as nothing more than cattle to lead to the slaughter. And when I say slaughter is being separated from my Father in heaven. And with all these distractions that's going on in this society, there's no way my Father in heaven will look at you and say, good job, faithful servant, you may enter my kingdom of heaven. That means if you don't, that means you spend another incarnation separated from my Father in heaven. And my Father in heaven represents love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That means those that go back to the Father, whether they incarnate or not, if they incarnate back in another dimension of reality, they go back to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. If not, separation from love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, that's called a dimension of hell. And with all these distractions out here through social media, people focusing on other people's realities. With most of these platforms and information, you're focused on other people's realities. And the scary thing about it is, when these people are up here dancing like circus fucking monkeys and doing whatever entertainment they are doing to keep you glued onto them, which attention is merely energy. It's just energy, directed energy. That's what attention is. Attention is directed energy. So when you have your attention on anybody on these social media platforms, your energy is going to them. their energy is coming to you. But the greater of the two shall receive more. The lesser of the two shall receive worse. Meaning, when they're up there dancing and acting a fucking fool, or doing whatever they do, you really don't know what dimensions these beings are in. And when I'm talking about dimensions, I'm talking about the state of the existence that you are in on an emotional scale, the state of emotion that you're pretty much locked in. That you're existing in. Like, dang, Father, I gotta definitely start reading the words more. But my Father has a script in the basic instructions before leaving Earth. My Father has a script, and all of your ancient texts are inspired by the Father of the universe, the Lord of the universe, Allah. It's just prophets. They had to have prophets to reveal the truth, like not individual truth, because if it was 8 billion people on the planet, and obviously it's not anymore, that number is rapidly declining. But if it was 8 billion beings on the planet, there will be 8 billion different truths, because we are each the thought of Allah manifest in the flesh. We are all the thought of Allah manifest in the flesh, no matter how we perceive good or bad. So we got to think, if it was 8 billion people on the planet, there was 8 billion truths, individual truths. Yes, your specific truth for your life, for your blueprint, whether you accomplished it or not, or just merely existed, was already decided upon by a higher power. But ultimately, it all goes back to the Father in heaven. It all goes back to the Father in heaven. The same way, we have an ancestral lineage that goes back to the first being in our ancestral line. I'm talking about on this earth. Goes back to the first person in the ancestral line, the first people in the ancestral line. Everything goes back to the Father in heaven, the Father of the universe. So these prophets merely had the ability that the cattle, the collective, aka the cattle, the herds of people, they didn't have access to this knowledge or wisdom. So my Father had prophets in all the four corners. My Father had prophets too. And people called the works different works. They called the books different books. And this separation and conquer, fear-based programming is what created this shit. Oh, if you don't believe in this God, you're doing this. If you don't believe in this God, you're that. That was only fear-based programming. But as I was saying, this focus, like I said, this focus on things, people, places, and situations outside of ourselves, they have us focusing on other people's realities. And again, most people judge by the book. Judge a book by its cover. They go off of what they see. Just because a person got a smile on their face and they dancing like a circus monkey does not mean that that is somebody that you want to be either giving your energy to or receiving energy. And as soon as you click on somebody's reality through social media, you're now engaging as a bystander in their reality. There is an energy exchange from that. A click is an intent, period. A click is an intent. A click is an intent. And you are subscribing, whether you hit the subscribe or not. You're subscribing to the reality. Now, you check some shit out one time, you like, all right, it's whatever. You can call that research. But if you're actively clicking on these certain people's beings, either profiles or their channels or their creations online, you're lending your energy to that. You're also receiving the energy from that. And the problem with that is most of the collective they're not psychic, they're not empath. They've been desensitized where they can't feel truth, they don't know truth, they don't understand truth. This is why Yahushua came and was trying to talk some sense into the masses who just thought that they had to slave and toil, and that was the only thing that they could possibly ever do in life. Again, most of that Yahushua was talking fell on deaf ears and led to his ending on the earth. What most people call death. So, but this is the issue. Just because somebody's putting a smile on their face and dancing and whatever they're doing online, you don't know the energy, the dimension that being is in. You don't know their state of mind. You don't know the energy that they are transmitting. This is particularly dangerous in these end times, and that's why it says even the very elect shall be deceived. That says it in the script. Basic instructions before leaving earth, the Bible. It says even the very elect shall be deceived, because we live in this internet age where even with the shutdowns, everything is getting funneled on the internet. Business is getting funneled on the internet, and all types of entertainment is getting funneled through the internet. And it's like, that's going to cause even more of a desensitization. What's that word? Desensitizing to these human vessels. Because again, you don't know. It's way different being able to feel somebody's energy in person than feeling their energy online. And again, most people have to be a wise and discerning person to know to not fall for the appearances. Like I said, these people, they spend hours to get online just to sit in one place, sit in front of people, and hope that they can have some type of influence, gains validation, approval, money. There's all types of reasons why people are online. And if they have not disclosed that intent and is actually truthful, whatever intent that they are pushing, that's what you receive, man. In the back of their mind, if they like, because I didn't got that information. People purposely misleading people online. And I'm talking about these are entities, spiritual wickedness in high places. So they've been given their powers by Satan. Satan will have them get a large gathering, a large following, because of the itchy ears of the people. How they describe in the script with the itchy ears. They just want to hear shit that sounds smooth, that makes them feel good. And then these people will have these followings, these gatherings, and then boom, they'll lead them in a direction, and boom, they'll totally change the direction. They'll stop preaching the message that they always been preaching to gain these people, and then they scatter the flock. These could have been, like I said, even the very elect shall be deceived. They could have been of the elect. One of them that comes to my mind that was heavy into the spiritual community and crystals and stuff, the tarot cards. Her name was Doreen Virtue. And then she got this large gathering, and then all of a sudden she totally went 360 and was like, that's evil, is that all this? Scattered that flock, because once you can build somebody's confidence, and you or your message, you pretty much got a devotee, a disciple. This is what's rampant online, and this is why it does say in the last days, the very elect shall be deceived. You're going to have these people rise up. Satan is going to give them their power and authority. And we already know truth, the universal divine truth is being scrubbed from the internet. So you ought to raise a red flag in your head. Anybody that has so much powers and they so-called speaking the truth, it could be for a later agenda, a further agenda. It said even the very elect shall be deceived. So, and just like they say about the Antichrist, that's the Antichrist consciousness. The Antichrist is for separation, fear, and division amongst all of Allah's creatures. These are going to be beings that know we in the age of Aquarius, a new age, an age centered off of divine order, divine truth, universal law. So you are going to have people that are actually speaking about this, speaking about these principles, speaking about these laws. But again, that does not mean that they are an agent for truth. That don't mean that they are a Christ, a 144 hertz being. That doesn't mean that. You're going to have people that are putting on a facade, a mask, dancing behind a smile, and they're really in the dimensions of hell. And the only time that they escape is when they have people praising them, validating them. They have somebody to put them on a pedestal, and they'll even go as far as to put their own self on a pedestal, because they know the hive mind. They know how the hive mind works. They know if they sit up there and portray an image, whether it be, you know, these females that they have to look a certain way online, they have to act perfect, they have to, you know, the fake hair, fake nails, everything did. I'm not against that shit at all. If I put on that shit and sit in front of a fucking camera, I'm gonna get views just off of that shit. Period. But when you broken inside and you empty inside, that becomes a facade. And then you're attracting other broke people. Instead of making them whole, you're going to keep them broke, because once again, it goes back to the doctrine with the itchy ears. What my father said would be going on in today's times. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a pastor, a preacher in the pulpit, because now now the order of the day is have smooth words, look the part, talk about some particular religion or whatever topic, spiritual topic, whatever. If you build it, they will come. And they're just going to be attracting broke people. But nonetheless, they could be the elect that's being deceived, and instead of them having a chance to be made whole, now they're looking at a facade. They're looking at a shell of empty substance. And these are the dangers. These are the dangers, and even more are going to be the dangers going forward in these timelines that is being created between the haves and the have-nots. What's being created in society is the haves and the have-nots. They're taken away from majority of the people. And you're going to have some haves that are able to survive and thrive, because they're going to do the right things in whatever area to make sure that they don't become a part of the have-nots. And the have-nots obviously are like the ones with that hold the jobs in society. Because look what California is doing. I never thought that we would ever get to a time where they would be paying fast food workers up to $20 an hour. This shit don't even add up. It don't even sound right. Never thought we would see that time. And we in that time where they're paying upwards from $16 to $20 just for fast food service. And now what the companies are doing, because the companies are not willing to take the hit, they're saying, you know what? Well, we're moving towards AI. We're going to get the self-service kiosks. We're adding more of the self-service kiosks. And we're going to start laying off the human workforce. This is what even McDonald's, they just announced. McDonald's just announced they about to. There's locations in McDonald's where they have the robots that make the food, but they also just announced that they're going to be rolling out more of the self-service kiosk due to this. It all trickles down. It all trickles down. The government telling these companies, by law, you got to pay your employees more. And now the company's saying, all right, niggas, we don't need y'all no more. All right, niggas, we revolutionized enough scientifically. We know how to use artificial intelligence to agree that we no longer need humans. And quite frankly, what do we need humans for? Nigga, customer service is dead as far as I'm concerned. When I actually go in a place and get good customer service, I'm fucking shocked. And everybody's experience may be different. But myself being a 144 hertz being, the energy that I carry on this earth, it's a mirror into others' souls, their truth, the truth of who they really are. You haven't seen the truth in a person if you've only experienced their positive polarity, their positive self. Meaning positive for the collective here is you got a good job. I ain't even saying good job. Ain't no more good job except for working for my Father in heaven. Ain't no good job except for working for my Father in heaven. But what they think is a good job, comfort from food, clothing, and shelter, and fun, entertainment. This is the collective on this land, KKK land. This is their positive side. Who are they when you take this shit away? Who are they when you take it away? Well, they're gonna be finding out in the coming timelines. They're gonna be finding out. We just got just heard about the I don't know how, I don't know if they are going to go through with it, but just the talks of it, if they're putting that out there for disclosure, they're disclosing that to the people. That's the intent. They're supposed to be closing all of the 99-cent stores. Now, if anybody shops there, that's one of the last discount stores because they changed the whole infrastructure of Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree going from $1 upward to $5. And I think, if I heard correctly, they said they're supposed to be going past charging $5. Now, come on, Dollar Tree, if you do that shit, I'm just, like I said, I'm banning this shit off principle. And if everybody did shit like that, like when a company try to screw the people over, if a company try to screw the people over and the people's like, alright, just off of principle, we finna stop shopping there. If you're gonna charge prices that Walmart, at least Walmart been charging higher. Now you want to go and sell your soul? The soul, aka the truth of Dollar Tree, was that it was $1. It was $1. It was founded off of charging people only $1. And now you want to go up to $5? Now you want to go up to $5? And if that's right, higher than that, I'd rather shop at Walmart. If they do that, like I said, I'd rather shop at Walmart. Just because, like I said, all of these slashes and all of these hits, it's like they keep punching. I'm saying if the people as a collective, the collective as one people, it would be like them punching them. Like every time they do some fuck shit like that, oh, we taking a 99-cent store out, we changing, we raising the prices on the dollar stores. This is what the people rely on for savings and for. That's enjoyment to them. And they, like I said, the world that they are forcing, they're herding people into is the have and the have-nots. Of course, somebody that got it like that, they don't give a shit. They probably don't shop there like that anyway. But it's going to affect the 99. It's going to affect the collective. It's going to affect the herd. And whatever, rightfully so. I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. So anything that they do with this place, my father already made me well aware of the end times that we're in. You're going to see endings for a lot of the major corporations and companies because we're in the end times. You would think that the people would sound an alarm. Wait a minute. All right, they took our Dollar Tree away. Because these stores are for the people. A wealthy person, they ain't got to shop at no Dollar Tree or no 99-cent store. They making most of their purchases online. They doing their shit online now. Or going to like Whole Foods and Sprouts and shit like that. They don't care. They don't care about the cost. But we the people, I'm talking about the collective, they rely on them deals. I just seen, not even a couple weeks ago, gas at seven something dollars here in California. Don't you think they need discounts in some areas when they're being hit by countless expenses on every front? So nothing, I already see this shit. Nothing is going to wake these bots up until the last swipe. And when I say swipe, I'm talking about they just swiping that rug from under y'all asses and knocking y'all niggas on y'all feet every chance. Because that was, I already know it's a sign of the time. Them saying they're about to, not only did they raise the price on the Dollar Trees, which should leave people like, wait a minute. That was one of the couple discount stores. Now they talking about they taking out all the 99-cent stores. That is, I believe that's the last discount store you guys have. And the prices are steadily increasing on everything, inflation. And if y'all don't see the world that we're going into, I'm being shown we're going into the world of the haves and the have-nots. And by the time, like I said, ain't nobody standing up until I think it's just going to be that reset. I really think it's just going to be that reset. These niggas not going to be able to ignore no more that they live in a whole new world. And I think it's going to be for that reset. Which is definitely going to include the banks. So like I said, when they lose their money in one swipe, I really think that's the only thing that this spiritual wickedness in high places, i.e. the government, I think they can do whatever. I think they can really do whatever to the bots, and they're not gonna meet any real resistance or protest. I really don't. I mean, what more can they do? What more can they do to the people? They're taking their stores away. They're raising the price on the gas almost $10. Like, I'm like almost $10? Is that $7? Like, some places in Cali, like, saying if I was in that world, I wouldn't even have a motivation to put gas in my tank just to pay bills and do it all over again and all over again and all over again. I just wouldn't have the motivation. It's like when you're talking about the cost of gas, your insurance, your car payments that you're paying, along with your rents, your food bills, food and drug, because they're one and the same, Food and Drug Administration. The foods are drugs, but then you need to afford your drugs, like your cigarettes and your weed and everything, all the drugs that society is hooked on. Your pharmaceuticals, your lab drugs. I don't know what percentage they said that is on pharmaceuticals for some type of dependency, but it's a high percentage in KKK that's on prescription drugs for one reason or another. All these expenses, and them steadily removing the human workforce, removing even things that could potentially help you save maybe hundreds of dollars a month from between a 99-cent store and what was the Dollar Trees. They was helping people save hundreds of dollars every month, and they're taking them away. If that's not alarming to we the people, not me, because I know what the fuck this shit's headed for. I know what this shit's headed for. But I'm saying for those that don't know, if that's not setting off alarms in the collective, I'm telling you, nothing will. Nothing will. Elon Musk I just read an article just appeared to me. This nigga's finna get ready to roll out a robo-taxi. What's gonna happen to all the taxi drivers across this KKK? What is gonna happen to all of the taxi drivers? Where are they going? Who's asking these questions? No fucking body. And this is why I said, man, it's just gonna take that last swipe. They swipe that last rug from up under y'all, man. By that time, they already gonna have the plans in place to not make sure, but they already gonna have the security plans and effects for the the dissenters that finally wake up, and want to do something, at that point, it's going to be too late. At that point, it's going to be too late. They just going to have a camp for y'all. Or, like I said, are they just going to handle y'all right on the streets? Because they doing this stuff step by step, so that they don't have the backlash that would come if they revealed all of their plans. So by the time that last little plan goes into effect, they already gonna have they're already gonna have the control mechanisms in place of whoever wants to get out of line during these times. So I just, like I said, I'm sitting back watching as a bystander. I just cannot believe, like, the desensitizing that's going on. And this is why they have the TV show The Walking Dead, because it's the disclosure really of the state of consciousness that's everywhere walking around. Because if my prophet Noble Drew Ali said black according to science means death, that's a void state of consciousness. That means your consciousness is separated from my Father in heaven, the Father of the universe, the Lord of the universe, universal law, universal truth, divine order. Your mind, your state of being is separated from that force. So therefore you're not alive, you're dead. You're in a state of death if you're separate from my Father and being. So that's why they even have that show, The Walking Dead. They're talking, y'all be watching this shit like it's entertainment when they actually talking about y'all. And I'm talking about the collective, what you want to call the 99%, the hive mind, the network. They're all dead. The Walking Dead. Except that's what they always do. They always do these disclosure animations and stuff. They do it in a form where you'll think that it's entertainment. You'll think that it's a joke, or you think that it's scary entertainment. They're really, like, they're talking about the collective of people walking around. It's given to you as entertainment, but they're telling it to you as the truth. Like, that's what we call y'all. That's what we think about y'all. That's why we can do whatever we want to do with y'all, and y'all will continue. Y'all keep gonna keep walking around like the Walking Dead. That's exactly why I don't engage with beings online. I rarely do. I will only, for the most part, I'll only subscribe to like animal videos and stuff. Animals are very much in their divine state of being. They are who they were created to be, in behaviors, and like, they're natural. it's so many GMO beings walking around. It's rare that I engage with people online, because that could be a deadly thing. Frequency is transmitted. So frequency is transmitted through a person's reverberations, the speech that comes out their mouth. I don't care about what they really saying. Their frequency from their words, from the sound, that's a sound. It's called a sound frequency. When they talk, it's called a sound frequency. And human vessels, being both transmitters and receivers, that means that you're transmitting your own individual frequency, and you're also receiving universal frequencies from, it could be stimulus from anywhere. Your ears are portals, because a whole nother being's consciousness can come through your ears, affect your brain, and have you carry out particular commands or actions. I don't think you understand how powerful that shit is. Like, your ears are portals, gateways. Same thing with what you see. If you're watching a being online, you're watching their frequency, which is, when you're talking about programming, seeing is significantly more impressionable than even hearing. I believe the ratio of when you're talking about the subconscious mind, 80% of what you're programming is from what you see. The other 10% is from hearing. It's from audible. The other 10%, I think that's from like taste, touch, or smell. These are the recording. These are our recording faculties. These are our recording faculties. All the information registered, it transmits to the subconscious mind, which influences and shapes our physical reality. So if you don't understand the importance of watching these gateways that you've been given control over, not everybody, but for the most part, if you don't understand the criticalness, especially today, in today's time, where it clearly states that even the very elect shall be deceived. If you're not in control of these faculties, then you are subject to manifesting a reality you may not even be aware of. It's certain spiritual information that I know maybe 1% will even ever hear this recording. No one may not even hear this recording unless I purposely, intently have them listen to it, because it could affect the consciousness. This information that, even though it's delivered in a ratchet ass production, whatever you want to call it, That's because shit, you can't take this shit seriously, but truth is truth. This shit that I'm speaking is truth. It's universal truth. And if someone, like I said, this spiritual wickedness and high places, they follow me everywhere. They follow me through the airwaves, because this is Satan's domain. I am literally Satan's chief enemy on this planet, because I'm so anti Satan's way. I'm so anti Satan's way, and I'm my Father's right hand. That means I understand the number one principle to change on this earth, and that is looking within, purging within. That's our as 144 hertz beings, that's our chief job on this land. Not to be, like I said, my father said, not to be of this world. We're in this world, but not to be of this world. That means we're not supposed to be swayed to and fro by this place. Like, the only thing that I do while I'm moving about in this place, like, look, I'm sitting here in one of the most sinister places, I would say, on the fucking earth, because if you think about the extreme influence we've had on every other nation out here, listen, how this place have been able to affect and influence, control, manipulate, dominate so many consciousness across the other nations in the world. That's why I would call this place, because whoever is in charge of this place, they're one of the people that have power on the consciousness of the other nations. So that's why I say one of the most sinister places, I would say, in the world. KKK is just starting to lose that the power seat, which you see rising up now between China and Russia. You see there are you see the destabilization, and you see the power plays, which goes back to the article where they on Business Insider, where they trying to force this company's hand now. This Chinese company now. You sell us TikTok, or you gotta go. I don't care how many Americans enjoy this as a pastime in this place. You sell to us, or you gotta go. And how are they supposed to ban this anyway? Is it gonna be like you go to the website and it's like, oh, sorry, that page is gone? It probably I'm assuming it's gonna be on some shit like that. I would never put my faith into any of these places, because they're all these spiritual wickedness in high places. They're all now they just fighting for power. They don't even care about the people. It's all about what can they acquire, do domination. You know how many people's worlds will crash with the banishment of something like TikTok? Some people, all their confidence is on that platform. Like, that shit sound crazy. Like, all of their confidence literally is on that platform. If that platform goes, poof, so does their confidence. Because they needed that self-validation from the people, from other people. They need that attention. And again, when that goes, so does their confidence. And that's what you do when you are engaging in these people's false realities through these online platforms. You're also giving them a false sense of confidence. They're not self-validated. They don't know their own self. They don't know their worth outside of who's watching them and who is making them feel good. And once that goes, for whatever reason, so does their self-worth, their self-belief, their confidence. Because I know that's what's going on. Because if you had your own confidence, your own self-worth and validation, you would be watching yourself. You would literally be that entertained with yourself that you would want to watch yourself. And say you want to watch somebody else's reality. And I'm not talking about like research purposes shit and people learning. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about for the entertainment. It could be learning too. Like I said, it's about the intent. But more so for the entertainment. If you're looking at people for their looks online, if you're looking at them for the knowledge that they're sharing, this nigga could have just got done reading a book and he regurgitating something he read from a book that got an exorbitant or unknown amount of errors in that. And now you're going perpetuating truth mixed with falsehood. Now you're getting further away from the 144 hertz because you're subscribing to this on a majority basis, and it's affecting your consciousness. The way these people think and what they're doing, how they see life, that's tailored to their own specific individual reality. That may be detrimental to your reality. That may lead you down a path where it's going to, again, even the very elect shall be deceived, like sheep led to a slaughter. That could be your downfall. An example is, it's women online, I mean men too, but it's women online that is perpetuating this doctrine of you got to use a man. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. You just act the whole time on the date. You got to wear your fake hair, your lashes, your makeup. You got to look like a whole different person for this guy that you're probably repulsed by. This person is not in your heart. You have zero feelings for this man. He's not your truth. Your truth is your heart. That is the desires of your heart. Now, if I get into that, that's going to go down a whole nother rabbit hole, because of course we have lower heart's desires, but we also have higher heart's desires. Same way you can have lower mind desires is the same way that you can have higher mind desires. It's just the difference between higher self and lower self. Higher self has a different mind and heart than lower self's heart and mind. Desire of the lower self could be lust. You might think that man is in your heart. He's in your lower heart. You just got to lust for him or his money or whatever. But the same thing with the male. It's a difference. Anything that I'm talking about on any of my channels is always spiritual. Everything is always spiritual. So I'm always talking about the higher mind. I'm always talking about the higher heart. So you have women telling a whole group of other women. Don't go with your heart. Don't go with your higher heart. Put on a show, physically, everything. Makeup, they tell you the lies to make up and everything. Now, I'm saying wisdom speaks. Do you know how many women is finna get murked off listening to this, engaging in these other women's realities and listening to this stuff? You know how many women is finna get murked off over this? Because they're gonna be getting murked off in the coming timelines, because these men know this doctrine. These men know this doctrine, and you're gonna have a lot of baiters that they bait this money in front of these women, and these women gonna go for meeting them anywhere, going on dates with, Lord, you don't know who this monster could be. Matter of fact, they're likely to be more of a monster if they know that they got the money to get away with certain shit. Like, all right, I'm gonna take you on a date on a yacht. This nigga got you out in the middle of the fucking ocean. You think you're in a position of privilege because you did everything that this teacher online then told you. And this nigga can easily get rid of you. No accountability. Oh, it's a surprise. I'm taking you somewhere on a surprise. You don't even know where to tell your friend or your family where you going. You don't even think to tell them, because you like, oh, I met a guy that has money. He has all of this money. Look at his pictures. And he's being pushy about him wanting to take me on this exotic secret vacation. I'm just going to go with it because, I did this for money. Like, this is the dangerous type shit it's going to be even more prevalent in the coming timelines, because the world that's being created is the have and the have-nots. And you're going to have the have-nots that's resorting to dangerous shit like that, because they were used to being able whatever support themselves or to have money, and if that gets taken away, they're not going to do what my Father in heaven said to do and suffer through it and learn the lessons and transition out of it some way, somehow, through your heart, because you in this journey, you have to go with your higher heart. Going with your lower heart is going to get you separated from my Father in heaven and from your divine self, which your divine self is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. It's going to lead you away from that state of existence and lead you to hell, the dimensions of hell, where it's not an exact place. That's what my Father said in the script. Father said heaven and hell are in the mind and heart. That's what my Father said. So it's a place, it's a range of frequency that you are operating in, that you're pretty much, you're locked into for whatever length of time that is. If you ever find yourself in a state of hell, there are actions that could transition you out of it. It's actions that you can do that can keep you in it. It's actions that you can do that take you further into the abyss. You gotta know that. And some states of hell, You see some people carrying out for a lifetime if their mind is locked into that state, because they will never do anything different to get out of it. They may not have the ability to do that. So a lot of these, like I said, engaging with these people online, it's gonna be dangerous for a lot of people. It's gonna be like I said, you as an individual human cell are the individual thought of Allah. Why are you in somebody else's reality? I'm saying only if it aligns with your reality. But other than that, why are you in somebody else's reality? Like if you want to be a global AI mogul, sure. Watch. That's fine to watch Elon Musk or something like that. He has enough information out there about his profession and professionalism and what he does. Why are you watching Susie Q every day, put on her makeup because you think she look cute when the bitch is a bag of bones inside? That's just one example. Like I said, I don't personally. I only engage with animals online, and my father will actually give me assignments online, and he reveals who his children are. And if his children are in I'll just say a frequency that is in alignment with my father, I have the discernment to be able to discern that. But again, most people, they don't have that discernment, and they just going off of these teachers making them feel good with itchy ears, telling them smooth words. And I know that's what's going on online, because why ain't nobody talking about the impending financial collapse and all these businesses going out of businesses, all these companies, all of the different sectors being replaced by artificial intelligence? And why ain't nobody talking about this? Why are we talking about how to get sugar daddies and the how to dance tutorials and get ready with me, celebrity gossip? Why is this the dominant force on the internet? Or a lot of these channels are these tarot, these prophecy channels where they have the preacher-like people that are giving you these general messages about the chosen ones. Oh, yeah, chosen ones, you're hated. And all right, can we get off of that message? We know that. Can we get off of the message and really get to the concrete? Why don't you? These people that sitting down, these teachers with smooth words, they're just appealing to people's ego. Like, people feel good if they, all right, I'm a chosen one. That means I'm a black sheep. That means people hate me and are jealous of me, and oh, you know, you're just all of this bullshit. Why don't they go out into the streets and show that they really a chosen one? Since they know the script, why don't they go out there and show their experience out there? None of them, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're just reading from a script just to appeal to people's ego. People want to feel like a chosen one, so people want to feel like their situation lines up with it. But really, my father said, even the very elect shall be deceived. And it's going to be even more. As these timelines increase in wickedness, so shall the deception. So shall the deception. That's why my father got me out here in my wilderness simulation. If you a chosen one, you're going to go through a wilderness simulation. To whom much is given, much is required. You think my Father in heaven can trust you? If you haven't been through the wilderness, I'm talking about your whole world crashes. Your whole false ideology, your false self has to crash. That manifests through your external reality. And my Father got to pick you back up. Put you back together in divine order. Like I said, if you haven't been tested, then you gotta stay in the love and light sector. If you haven't been tested, you gotta stay in the love and light sector. You can hold your peace in that polarity. Of course. It's comfortable there. Everything's nice there. Everything's bright there. Everything's sunny there. What happens when you cross over to the dark side? The dark night of the soul, over and over and over again, until everything that's false has been turned over to truth. The truth of your divine self. And I'm aware there are light bearers. There are light bearers of the light and love community that they are just a solid anchor. They didn't have to go through the same thing. I call us ground troops. And if you know, in any war, if you understand the ground troops, we the ones that get dirty. We the ones running around on the ground amongst. You don't know if that little baby that you walking past, you don't know if they're gonna be a crash dummy for you. Send you home to your maker. You don't know if that person that you helping is gonna have something strapped to them. That's what the ground troops experience. Running around on the ground and wars. And this war that we're currently in this war. This war is between none other than the negative beings, the spiritual wickedness in high places that control and manipulate and influence this earth, all four corners of the earth. And it's against, ultimately, my Father in heaven, the Father of the universe. But his positive side, the positive beings, the positive polarity that are here to establish this new age, this age of Aquarius. We're not in, no longer in the age of Piscean. Some people call it the Dark Age because it's where the 1% had all the occult, the hidden, universal knowledge. They used it to rule and run the earth and make it into what it is today. We are at the end of the age. We're in a new age, but we're coming out physically. Physically, it's the crossover from one age to the next. What the Bible mistranslate as the end of the world. Earth ain't stopping. My mother is only coming more and more alive. My mother's about to be, like, I get chills when I even think about it. It actually makes me happy, man. I don't have too much happiness in this place. I dread this fucking place, yo. I can't stand this place, like, as it is. I'm talking about, even if, look, if you live in paradise, man, and it's like you see a certain amount of people living in poverty and oppression, that still does something to your psyche, unless you are, like I said, one of these evil beings that created this place. I don't like to see anybody suffering, even though I know that it's necessary. My father even says suffering produces patience, but that's how I know I'm a being of love, because even if I know what the European did here. I know what the European did to my ancestor. But I mean, it's times that I done gave homeless European dude like $125, like, just because of the state of suffering that he was in, like, then gave food and shit. So I don't like to see the collective suffering, and I know they need that shit, because they definitely in a false ass reality. They need to wake up and figure out what the fuck is really going on. So that's only gonna happen through suffering. The same way I would never be where I was at if I hadn't have suffered. I would never be close with my father like this. I still be fucking up, but I would never be this close with my father in consciousness. Understand that I'm my father's child, my servant. I'm his servant. I'm an heir to my father's kingdom. I would never know all these things and never know I even had a father, because I didn't have an earth one, if it wasn't for the suffering element that I had to go through. So I understand its importance, and it is what it is. I still don't enjoy seeing it. Like, I'm out here in these streets, and shit is real. Niggas irritate me all day. They attack me. They want to attack me all day and shit. So I be pissed off out here, being subject to this shit. I don't have somewhere where I can just tuck myself away from this shit. So I'll be, like I said, I can't stand these niggas out here right now. But I know it's going to be a timeline where I'm going to see the collective in their suffering. I'm going to be like, dang, yo, this shit, I'm going to feel bad. Even with how they tortured me, I already know I'm going to still feel bad for them. That just tells you that I'm a being of love. So again, this is, like I said, this is about the ultimate shake up and shake down of this place. That article coming across my attention, like I said, nothing is off limit to this place. Meaning when they want to take something down, they are in an active process of doing that. And this whole TikTok shit, it's just another shakedown, man. The fate of TikTok now rests in your government's control. And people don't see the importance of that shit, because, like I said, they don't even care that they're doing away with the dollar. They don't even care that they're doing away with the dollar. So you know they're not going to stand up for this, because it was a time where it was we the people. We the people decided what remained and what left, what went away. Y'all don't have that. They know that y'all are not going to stand for nothing. They know y'all not going to stand for nothing. They're going to make all the decisions for you guys, down to your social media and entertainment. Which, like I said, the spiritual aspect that it is, what are you even engaging in online? What energies are you even engaging on? The internet being a portal, if you have access into somebody else's reality, and most of these people are showing you false realities. It's not what they really look like. It's not what they really sound like. It's not what they really believe in. They want to appeal to whoever they want the energy from. So it's like, what portals are you going through online? What energy exchanges? Every click is an energy exchange. What are you exchanging your energy for? The more people that watch a particular person, that's the more energy that person is getting. In fact, that person is giving your positive energy if you are positively engaged in it, right? And you may be getting this person's lies. If they sitting there with a face full of an empty shell or whatever, they might be showing money, property, clothes, houses, whatever, that they don't even own. They got that shit on credit, or that shit's just straight up not theirs. You are going through a portal of lies. That's what you're choosing to engage in. That's the energy you're receiving. So it's particularly critical during these end times not to be the very elect that's going to be deceived, man. I think that's pretty much it. But look at the bubbles. Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it for that.